Okay, who do you got for Inigo Montoya?
All right, we're going to start with Inigo Montoya. Now, my list is not necessarily just the actual who would be the best cast person, but it was who would be also the most entertaining and who would I do. So I was going to go with Antonio Banderas because I feel like that could have been the obvious. You want a big name. But I am going for my first round draft pick, Inigo Montoya, Ricky Martin.
Okay. Yeah.
Ricky Martin, Mr. Shake Your Bonbon.
There you go.
Yes. Yeah. He's my Inigo Montoya. I think he could bring, maybe you do a little number in the middle of it. You know, you add a little song and dance that, Inigo definitely had the gymnast aspect that clearly it was not Mandy Patinkin doing double backflips, but maybe Ricky Martin could pull it off. So I'm going Ricky Martin for my Inigo.
There you go. I'd probably go Oscar Isaacs.
Interesting.
Yep. He's if people don't know who he is, he was in, I mean, he's a huge actor, but a lot of people don't know him. He was in Star Wars as Poe Dameron, and he's in the upcoming show Moon Knight, which is a Marvel character who's a crazy person. So I think he could do it physically. He's Colombian, I believe.
Wow, nice deal. I like it. Okay. You get first pick for Wesley.
Wesley, I just thought I'd go with Ewan McGregor.
I
feel he's got the kind of thing about him that he could kind of pull it off.
This was my toughest. Actually, sorry, Buttercup was my toughest, but Wesley was my second toughest. I gave an honorable mention to the Batman era Adam West. I would have loved to see what Adam West would have done with Wesley back in his full cheese Adam West. Sure. The Adam Westiest he's ever been back in the day.
Yeah,
but I wasn't going to pick this guy because to me he felt like an obvious pick. But when I went all around going, who would be an incredible Wesley? I'm going with your friend and mine, but mostly yours, Ryan Reynolds.
He could do it for sure, and then have his wife Blake Lively play Buttercup. I don't know. She could totally do it. She could pull that off too. It would be a very different dynamic. In that. So
yeah, I think in a modern recast, you almost have to have a little bit of a more. And this is the thing, and this is why this is a terrible idea because the Princess Bride absolutely had like a gentle rolling beauty to it, and you should never actually do this. But if you were going to redo it today, there would have to be a little bit more sass to it. Like there would be some extra panache to the whole thing. All right, I'm going first for Buttercup, and this was I'm hoping that yours is better than mine. I was trying to think of an actress that could pull it off, but would also be is not just the Hollywood starlet, but has some extra little character to her. I'm going with Kristen Bell.
I literally just thought about her as a possibility. And I don't care who you cast at this point. It would be the character would be totally different.
Yeah,
because you just couldn't play it as is. You would have to.
No,
Buttercup is played very straight, with some obviously comedy in it, but very straight as just here's a woman who's going to be saved, and she has agency. She does things on her own, but she's not a let's just say she's not a feminist icon.
No.
And I just don't think you could play it the same way. And so Kristen Bell would play it very differently, but she'd be very good in it. And it would just be a very different take. Yeah.
I thought she would be an interesting Buttercup.
Yeah. I just went Emma Stone. I couldn't really think of I think she could sort of do it, but it'd be the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
It would be played very differently. So
okay, so now we're getting into the more sort of interesting character parts of it. Let's go Mad Max. You get first round draft pick for Mad Max.
So Mad Max is meant to be annoying. And I just thought, who's the most annoying character I know? And Ricky Gervais came to mind.
Oh,
again, a very different take than Billy Crystal. But I thought, yeah, I bet that Ricky Gervais could just annoy everybody and do it that in a very different way. I thought that'd be kind of fun.
So Mad Max is the Billy Crystal. I think maybe one of my favorite little snippets in the entire movie is the Mad Max stuff. I'm going Eddie Murphy. I would love to see Eddie Murphy because Mad Max has a bit of like a quick verbal explosion kind of thing to him. So sort of how Eddie Murphy did Donkey from Shrek. I think Eddie Murphy would be really, really funny with Mad Max. So I'm going Eddie Murphy. Taking Eddie Murphy.
I can accept that. Who you got for Vizzini?
Okay, so I'm not entirely sold on my pick, and I know that my pick has some flaws to it, and I don't think it would be perfect. But if I'm casting a movie like this, and who would be a delight to be able to see in this, I've picked Larry David as my Vizzini.
Oh man, okay.
because I was gonna go my number 2, and I don't know whether this is your number 2. I was gonna go Jason Alexander.
That's mine.
Yeah, because that was like he's George. Like this guy is George, right?
I went Jason Alexander. Yeah. So Larry, both would be perfect. They'd play it slightly differently, but both would be perfect.
Playing
Jason,
the same character.
Yeah, Jason has that more explosive hoi 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 kind of thing that Larry doesn't have. But man, that both of, I mean, we're on the same page there for sure.
All right, we're gonna skip Fezzek because I think that we've covered
Boban.
our it's Boban. All right,
Boban.
So you are up for Humperdink.
Humperdink. Well, with Humperdink, I decided to throw a bit of a wrench in there and say Meryl Streep.
Oh, well, all right.
Yeah, because I couldn't quite figure. She does. There's this great line in Modern Family where it's the gay couple is in a mother's group, and one of the mothers there is saying, "Yeah, I like that movie, but I'm not sure if Meryl Streep was right for that role." And later they cut to Cam going, "Meryl Streep could play Batman, and she'd be right for the role." So I just couldn't think who would be Humperdink. I mean, there's lots of people who could play it. I'm going with Meryl Streep.
Oh, wow. Well, I am definitely going with a safer pick than Meryl Streep on Humperdink. And I'm picking this person only because he looks totally like Humperdink, and it's Mark Ruffalo. Like, Mark Ruffalo. Yeah. I'm not convinced that Mark Ruffalo doesn't currently play Humperdink. Like,
true, fair, yeah.
So how could he not do a good job? Because he looks the exact same and has the same sort of speech pattern, and is
absolutely
like, save him turning into the Incredible Hulk halfway through.
Sure.
I think. All right, so we're going now with the torturing albino, and all it says on IMDb for this role is the albino. So that's I've included torturing just to be able to help set the stage a little bit. I'm going into now. Technically, if we were drafting, I wouldn't be able to, but since it's a podcast and I don't care, I'm going back into it. I'm putting Ricky Gervais as the torturing albino.
Okay. Yeah,
because he starts off with the sort of like ominous voice, and then coughs, and then goes into sort of this like I'm telling jokes with a British accent type thing. I thought Ricky Gervais in that role with the sort of like wryness of how he interacts, I thought he'd be a lot of fun with that. So I'm going Ricky Gervais there. That's
a good call. I'm going with Jim Gaffigan.
I like it. You win.
They wouldn't need any makeup. he just comes in as himself, and he's the pale tourist, and can sort that out. I think Jim Gaffigan's perfect.
Oh, I like it. I like it. You get my vote for that one. That's the better one. Okay, the Ancient Boer. If you know the movie, you definitely know who this is.
Ooh, I went with Betty White. I think she could pull that off pretty well.
Yeah. Definitely get the mic pretty close. Like she's not doesn't have the big gun roll. I think I beat you on this one. I think I get you. Jeff Garland.
Jeff Garland.
Yeah.
Who's Jeff Garland? I know that name.
He's the dad from the Goldbergs. We chatted about him
Oh,
a couple weeks ago.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
He's got the deep voice, the Curb Your Enthusiasm type thing. I think he could pull that one off. I think I got you on that one.
I think so. I went with the obvious, just who's like just raggedly old.
I went with the obvious. All right.
Yeah, Clergyman.
We're down to the last one, and this is the. I went through a couple of
the six-fingered man. We don't have yet, but I think
we don't.
The Clergyman.
Well, I was going to initially put C-3PO because I thought that'd be funny, but then I thought, no, I don't think it would be the kind of funny that I actually want. So here's what I've gone with. This could be a bit of a controversial pick here. I'm going Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Binks? The character of Jar Jar Binks or the actor who played Jar Jar?
The character Jar Jar Binks. I want him officiating a wedding. Because you can't just do the marriage is what brings us here together. Like, you can't just do that without a little bit of a wink in the eye and a nod of the cheek now these days. And I think that because people already sort of recognize Jar Jar as this guy with a ridiculous speech pattern, and you already go, this man is ridiculous. And imagine the reception in a movie if Jar Jar walked out. Jar Jar.
Imagine the booze. Like, there'd be so many boos.
It would be the thing that people would walk out and go, Jar Jar was in The Princess Bride?
So furious. They'd be so furious. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like it.
I think I got you on this one. And it's, again, a fairly obvious choice, but I went with Rowan Atkinson.
Oh, there you go.
Because he's done many clergymen before. And he's the best part of 4 Weddings and a Funeral, just being the clergyman, the bumbling clergyman. So he knows exactly what he's doing in this role.